The humid air of the late Cretaceous floodplains hangs heavy with the scent of pine and damp earth, yet a lethal presence is felt long before it is seen. A shadow erupts from the dense foliage of ancient Alberta, moving with a fluid, terrifying grace that contradicts its 2-ton frame. This is not the heavy, bone-crushing brute that the world would eventually come to know as the Tyrant King. This is a predator engineered for the pursuit and the high-speed strike. This is Gorgosaurus libratus, the sleekest assassin of the Campanian stage, a creature that ruled the ancient North through surgical precision and unparalleled speed. The scientific legacy of Gorgosaurus began in the early 20th century, within the spectacular, fossil-rich badlands of the Red Deer River Valley in Alberta, Canada. In 1913, a legendary collector named Lawrence Lamb unearthed a nearly complete skeleton that would forever change our understanding of tyrannosaurid diversity. He chose a name that reflected the raw power of the specimen, Gorgosaurus, derived from Greek roots meaning fierce lizard. This discovery occurred during the golden age of Canadian paleontology, a time when the Dinosaur Park Formation was revealing a world of incredible biological richness. For decades, Gorgosaurus faced an identity crisis within the halls of museums. It was often confused with its southern relative, Albertosaurus, leading to long-standing debates about whether they were the same animal living in different regions. However, meticulous analysis of the skull and skeletal structure eventually confirmed that Gorgosaurus was a distinct entity. It possessed a lighter, more shallow skull, and a different configuration of the ornamental ridges above its eyes. These fossils represent some of the most complete tyrannosaur remains ever found, providing a rare and intimate look at the life, growth, and death of an apex predator that lived 75 million years ago. To understand the dominance of Gorgosaurus, one must examine the mechanical perfection of its hind limbs. In the world of predatory dinosaurs, size is often a trade-off for speed, but Gorgosaurus found the golden ratio. It belonged to a specialized group of tyrannosaurs known as the Albertosaurans, which were defined by their slender builds and cursorial adaptations. The term cursorial refers to an animal specifically evolved for running. The most significant anatomical feature of Gorgosaurus is the structure of its foot, known as the arctometatarsus. In this configuration, the middle bone of the foot is squeezed between the two outer bones, creating a rigid, shock-absorbing unit. This functioned like a natural spring, allowing the animal to transmit force from the ground up through its legs with incredible efficiency. When combined with a tibia and metatarsals that were significantly longer than its femur, it becomes clear that Gorgosaurus was built for the sprint. While the massive Tyrannosaurus rex was a power walker capable of maintaining a steady pace, Gorgosaurus was a true sprinter, capable of explosive bursts of speed to close the gap between itself and a fleeing target. Its skull was a masterclass in weight distribution. Unlike the robust, wide skulls of later tyrannosaurs designed for crushing through solid bone, the skull of Gorgosaurus was long and narrow. This shape reduced the overall weight of the head, allowing for greater maneuverability and faster neck movements. The teeth were shaped like serrated steak knives, perfect for slicing through flesh and inducing massive blood loss. It was an animal designed to strike quickly and repeatedly, dismantling its prey with surgical efficiency rather than a single crushing bite. One of the most fascinating aspects of the ancient Alberta ecosystem was the coexistence of two giant predators. Gorgosaurus did not rule the Dinosaur Park Formation alone. It shared the landscape with another large tyrannosaur called Daspletosaurus. In modern ecosystems, it is rare to see two apex predators of similar size occupying the same territory without one driving the other to extinction. This ecological puzzle is solved by a concept known as niche partitioning. Research suggests that these two titans avoided direct competition by specializing in different prey and hunting styles. Daspletosaurus was a heavy, robust predator with a massive skull, likely specialized for hunting armored dinosaurs such as the horned Centrosaurus or the tank-like ankylosaurs. Gorgosaurus, on the other hand, was the master of the open flats. Its superior speed made it the perfect hunter of the duck-billed hadrosaurs, such as Parasaurolophus and Lambeosaurus. These animals were fast and lacked heavy armor, making them the ideal targets for a pursuit specialist. By dividing the available food sources based on their physical strengths, Gorgosaurus and Daspletosaurus turned the Cretaceous landscape into a balanced, multi-layered arena of death. A predator is only as effective as its senses, and Gorgosaurus possessed a sensory suite that would rival any modern hunter. Through the use of CT scans on fossilized brain cases, scientists have been able to map the internal world of this dinosaur. Its brain was remarkably large for a reptile of its size, with a significant portion of the neural tissue dedicated to sensory processing. The olfactory bulbs, the parts of the brain responsible for the sense of smell, were enormous. Gorgosaurus could likely detect the scent of a carcass or a living herd from several kilometers away, allowing it to track its prey across the vast river-fed plains. Its vision was also highly developed. The orientation of the eye sockets suggests a degree of binocular vision, providing the depth perception necessary to lunge at a fast-moving target without missing. Furthermore, its inner ear was tuned to low-frequency sounds, enabling it to hear the deep, rhythmic thuds of distant hadrosaur herds moving through the forest. This combination of heightened smell, sharp vision, and sensitive hearing made Gorgosaurus a sensory powerhouse. The life cycle of Gorgosaurus was a journey of radical transformation. Recent discoveries of juvenile specimens have provided a rare look at how these predators grew. A young Gorgosaurus did not look like a smaller version of its parents. Instead, it was even more slender, with legs that were proportionally longer and a skull that was nearly paper-thin. These juveniles were specialized for a completely different ecological niche than the adults. Evidence from bone histology and stomach contents indicates that they focused on small, bird-like dinosaurs and nimble herbivores. They were the small game specialists of the undergrowth. As they aged, their bodies filled out, their skulls became more robust, and they transitioned into the big game hunters of the floodplains. This ontogenetic dietary shift allowed the species to dominate multiple levels of the food chain simultaneously. It also prevented competition between parents and their offspring, as the juveniles were not chasing the same prey as the adults. This efficiency is one of the many reasons why the Albertosaurine lineage remained successful for millions of years. While Gorgosaurus is often portrayed as a solitary wanderer, evidence from bone beds suggests a more complex social life. In several instances, multiple individuals of different ages have been found buried together. While this does not prove that they hunted in organized packs like wolves, it does suggest that they were gregarious animals that tolerated the presence of others. A group of Gorgosaurus moving together would have been a terrifying sight. The younger, faster individuals could have acted as flushers, driving prey out of the thickets and into the path of the more powerful adults waiting in ambush. This level of social coordination would have made them nearly unstoppable. The reign of Gorgosaurus eventually came to an end as the world transitioned toward the final stages of the Cretaceous. It was eventually replaced by even larger, more powerful tyrannosaurs that moved in from other regions. However, the blueprint of the sleek, high-speed assassin remained one of the most successful designs in dinosaur history. Gorgosaurus remains a testament to an era when agility and technical skill were the keys to the kingdom. Gorgosaurus remains a masterpiece of biological engineering, proving that speed and precision were just as vital as raw strength in the prehistoric arms race. From its specialized feat to its role as a pursuit specialist, it stands as one of the most impressive members of the tyrannosaur family tree. It reminds us that the ancient world was a complex arena of specialized survivors rather than a place of mindless monsters. If you are ready to continue exploring the deep-dive stories of Earth's incredible past, please consider subscribing to this channel. Tell us in the comments, do you believe the lightning speed of Gorgosaurus made it a more dangerous hunter than its heavier relatives?